Especially if everyone hops on tonight. Alright. Do your drink and roll. I'm actually sober tonight, which is honestly a little disappointing, but what are you gonna do? Can't do it every day. I know, because I did for a long time. You can do it, actually. It just really fucks up your sleep a little bit, I've noticed. Not good to build dependence on that. What was I doing? I was looking for the live stream. There we go. I see somebody's here already. Reveal yourself, person. Hey, Durs. Good to see you, man. I was wondering about you. How you doing? Okay, there we go. Put that away. Put that away. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How goes it? Having a late night dinner. Bear with me. There we go. Let's go on the streaming stuff. There we go. Stressed? I bet. Anything you want to get into? There we go. What you stressed about? Looks like it's just you and me right now, so. Feel free to speak your mind. If you would like. No pressure. Really enough leftover pizza really hits the spot right now. There we go. Now I'm going to go to the tag. Ooh, excuse me. Why is it not? What the fuck? I pressed the wrong button? No. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna restart this. Got a letter from the DOD saying subject recalled active duty. Shit. Yeah, that's pretty stressful. Fuck, dude, I'm sorry. Is this about the thing going on with Iran right now? Or is this unrelated? I know very little about that conflict other than it looks very bad. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. There we go. Probably, I don't know. Either way, that sucks. How long have you been off active duty? If I may ask. Hey, Goku. How you doing, man? How was your weekend? Looks like it's just us three tonight. Maybe we'll jump in. Tired. Feel that. I feel like we finally go into like summer break at the end of this week, but I have been busting my ass this last week, working way more than I usually do. Which is not a bad thing. Now, almost 10 years. Oh my god. So you're a 10-year retired veteran, and they just decide to bring you back in. Fuck, dude. I fucking hate that. I'm sorry. I hope you're not. That's what I can say about that. Because I don't think you deserve to be put under that kind of strain again. Like, you did your time. God, I can imagine how terrifying that would be. Damn. In the last 2 weeks, I've only consumed pizza and various energy drinks. I got fatter, I think. I mean, that's what happens when you only consume pizza and various energy drinks for 2 weeks. I mean, are you balancing it with exercise of any sort, or are you kind of couch potatoing it? Because if you couch potato it, then there's your answer. I know, because I did it. And it took me literal months of stress to finally work it off. Not even because I was trying to get thinner, just because the stress just took it all away. Kind of a bummer. Something tells me I'm getting past that age where my metabolism just takes care of all of it. These are definitely what I would call first world problems, though. Actually, more people coming in. Make sure to say hi if you were here. Meet the group. Hello, peoples. I'm pretty sure that when I get to the APS station, they actually see me, they will send me home. I'm pretty broken. Both of me, there's no way to know what they want me for. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I hope that's true, Durs. I don't think you deserve to be put through that kind of hell again. I don't think anybody does. I don't think anyone should ever have to go through it, but I'm also not naive enough to think that you can just never have wars. And we don't like to get there, but I'm not really one that believes you can pacify every situation. Not that I'm endorsing any kind of war, but if a war must be had, then you should have it. And hope for the day where you never need to. Yeah, I've been there, done that. Got the damn t-shirt. Yeah, no shit. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm talking rambling from Edge. I'll just say like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Why you're stressed? I would be terrified in your shoes. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Oh, yeah. I have energy drinks in my blood now. Maybe that's why my cat always got that zoomies, because he's play baiting me. Play baiting you? How exactly? Like, I have a hard time picturing cats as like play baiting, because, just cliche says that they're never usually the ones to initiate play. Biting? Oh, is that play baiting? Or is that just a cat being a dick? I'm not anti-cat, but they're not my favorite. Okay, I'm gonna add a little something so these crusts don't go to waste. Ugh. Looks like this might be a small stream tonight, everybody. I see we only got 3 of us here, which is fine. I enjoy talking with you guys. Not really scared of anything, just upset, really. You learn how to just flip a switch and move. That's fair. You would definitely have more experience in that than I would. It all sucks. Sorry, I didn't eat lunch until like 4 p.m. today. Do you read at least one comic from the East? Are you talking about manga? I've read a few mangas. I wouldn't say I love the genre, but I respect it, and I do think there is artistry and power there. It's just not typically the ones that get popular. Like I did read one manga really very recently. It's called Tokyo These Days. That one was really good. If you don't know what Tokyo These Days is, it's basically about a well-known manga editor, who's kind of legendary in his organization, decides to retire and kind of break away from manga altogether. But then he eventually realizes that it's kind of in his blood, and despite how much he wants to break away from it, he finds he just can't. So then he kind of starts talking to other artists and manga creators like of legend to make one perfect story. Not really manga. They're playing their comics not always Japan. That's fair. That's completely fair. I know that is the most popularized one. Yeah, if you're looking for a good manga, Tokyo These Days. That's a great one. Very melancholic story. And just talking about how industries like comics or like manga in particular just fucking destroys people. Chews them up and spits them out. Capitalistic forces don't always allow for creative intent or artistic intent. So you'd rather have generic Punching Man 25. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Goku. Yeah. I think manga is overrated and it's mostly recycled stories. I'm inclined to agree. Which is why it's never really been my particular favorite genre. Now, that being said, I do like superhero stories, so I don't really know if I can be too harsh on manga for that reason. That being said, like, Goku, if you have a recommendation from a comic from the East, I'd be more than happy to look into it. See if I can get myself a copy. I have to be careful now with how many books I buy, though, because I had to take a debt consolidation join a debt consolidation program, and part of that is you're no longer allowed to use credit cards. So, problem with that is I was buying all my books off one credit card that was there specifically, basically, to buy books, and then I write them all off my taxes. And I can't do that anymore. So that means I gotta figure something out. Because I gotta make like 28 to 30 of those videos a month. And it's hard. And I refuse to pirate on principle. Because if I'm looking into more obscure comic stories, especially ones that like aren't very more obscure stuff, like I want to support that artist, I want to support that writer, I want to support that creative team. That's the kind of shit I'm into. It's like a big one for the big two, and kind of forgive it more, but it was like a book that came from fucking nowhere. Support the goddamn artist. Buy the book. It's not talking my mouth open, but I'm doing it anyway. Fuck it. Alright. I think we'll wait another 10, 15 minutes to see if we get more people in here. If not, I might call it a little bit early today. Which is fine, I need rest. It's been a very long week. And it's only Tuesday. Well, I guess Wednesday technically now. Even so. On that note, it will adjust my streaming days for this week. I'm done reading manga. I only read manga that I'm most fond of. Now I read the Korean comics. They get my attention on Apocalypse genre comics. Oh yeah, you got any particular stories Any particular stories you feel like would be worth recommending? And are there English translations? Do very important questions. I know I have one book on my list. It's called like Iranian Love Stories. I'm meaning to read that one. I don't know if it actually comes from the East or if it's an American written comic, but I'm kind of curious. So I'm gonna look that up. Ooh, damn it! I'm being a disgusting pig this time. Which one was it? Yeah, Iranian Love Stories. I'm gonna take a look at the information here. Who wrote this? Okay. Let me see. Okay, it's originally published in 2021. It was published by Graphic Mundi. Let's see where they're located. Okay. So it looks like they are largely a translating publisher that helps like bring in comics from overseas, which I thought actually pretty cool. Make sure some of these great stories get told that may not have had the time to be told before. Oh god, which reminds me, I gotta start adding to my list even more because I have to keep the cycle of comics coming. It kind of sucks and it's time consuming, but it's what I need to do. That is the expectation placed upon me. And what was I doing? What was I talking about? I don't remember anymore. I lost my train of thought. Right, we're talking about comics outside of America. Actually, I'm curious. The best comics from overseas. Okay, here we go. Best and most iconic international comic books. It's a Reddit thread. Let's see what they got here. Personally, I like Akira. It's kind of like the original Cyberpunk to me. I still like Sergeant Rock better, though. Yeah, I know. Like, I don't know if Sergeant Rock's in a lot of comics right now because I've been looking into it. I can't stay. I just want to let you know, you and your viewers know that I'm wishing all you the very best when it comes to everything. I hope that everybody's summer goes well. Oh, that's very sweet of you, anime fan. I really appreciate you saying that. I hope it goes well for you, too. Yeah, for me, I'll read and study. That's why I learned 5 languages. I want to decipher it. I know it sounds hassling, but it's useful for my traveling adventures. Oh, like, dude, if you can have the ability to know, like, more than one language, you already have a ton of respect in my book, because I can't even handle Spanish. Hey, Aaron, I'm doing alright, man. How you doing? Feel like I haven't seen you in a bit. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, okay, so I've read some comics. Probably not the ones you're thinking of. So like United Kingdom, for example, that was like V for Vendetta. I've read that. Tank Girl, I haven't read it, but I know what it is. Ooh, in France, it's Snowpiercer, which I've only seen the movie. Let's see, there's one for Japan called Shonen Jump. Valerian. Oh, is that a French comic? No shit. Huh. Interesting. Apparently, Star Wars was based on Valerian, which turned into a very terrible movie. Doing good, busy work. I fucking hear that, man. I got a busy ass work week this week. Probably the most hours a week I have ever worked for this company so far. And again, not a bad thing. It's just different. But I definitely need the hours, especially since we're going on break for 2 weeks next week, and those aren't paid. So any extra hours I can get and any hours I can work from home the next couple weeks would be really helpful. So I'm not totally broke. Okay, here we go. We got a list of amazing comics that don't come from America or Japan. Here we go. Wish I could win the Powerball. Don't we fucking all, my guy. The reality is you have as good of a chance of winning the Powerball as getting struck by lightning right now. Try searching Apocalypse Comics in Korea. It's awesome. Okay. I'll dig into that. Oh, Tintin in Tibet. Tintin comes from Belgium? Or is it specifically Tintin in Tibet? I feel like I have read a little bit of this one, actually. I think it was in a kid's classroom once. So is that. There is Asterix, I guess it is. Comes from France, which is about the Cleopatra's gigantic nose, I guess. Have you ever hiked the Pacific Coast Trail? Oh, dude. I'm not a fucking hiker. I've only gone hiking a few times, and every time I've regretted it. Yeah, a lot of these comics are highlighted like years old. Is there anything more recent? Apparently Judge Dredd came from Great Britain. I didn't know that. Or Moomin, for those who don't know, that one's kind of like a white blobish with a top hat. That one came from Finland. But Corvo Maltese is another one that came out. It comes from Italy. Oh, Black Sad. I learned a lot of Black Sad. That's French. I forgot that was a translation. Yeah. If you guys haven't read Black Sad, you really should. It's a great series. I think they just recently released a new volume. But it's basically just noir style stories about everyone's an animal of some sort. It's like anthropomorphized animals, noir detective stories. I love noir shit. I'm a sucker for it. Every time I see anything along those lines, I am in. So I read all the volumes except the most recent one. Not that there's many. I think there's only 3. Oh, and Persepolis is another one I've been read too. That one's from France. It's an Iranian coming-of-age tale with a punk rock soundtrack. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I should really read that one. Have you ever hiked the Pacific Coast Trail there, Aaron? I'm genuinely curious. Oh, what else we got here? Girl of the Wilds. This is actually a Korean comic. Okay. The popular manhwa webtoon is one of the few to get official English translation, uses the reverse harem trope. It follows struggling teen boy Jagu-san, who becomes the first boy to enroll in a private all-girls academy. Famous for producing female martial arts champions, because of course. Yeah, the smoker guy. In the hopes his presence will coax more traditional feminine traits out of the Wild Girls, Girls of the Wilds is a great example for the burgeoning South Korea comic industry, full of fun, feisty characters, and love, and a pop art style. Okay, alright. And apparently the Smurfs come from Belgium. Or at least the Smurf comics do. Have them, you would. Yeah, I mean, good for you if you can do it. If I can drive it, I'd much prefer that. There's a lot of these books I have not read. I should look into some of these. Oh yeah, and I guess technically Scott Pilgrim came from Canada, but I don't know if that counts as these. It sounds like a setup for a porn game. I don't know if it actually is though. Probably not. So, especially since it's got an English translation, but what do I know? People are horny animals. Except asexual people. And, what do you call it when... never mind. Cerberus the Aardvark is from Canada as well. Blue is the warmest color. Came from France. Which was adapted into a movie in 2013, which was infamously over-sexualized. And it looks like the comic's probably a bit tamer. All right, but let me look up Vietnamese apocalypse comics. I was watching a movie called Wild. It's about a lady who hikes the whole trail. That sounds vaguely familiar. I'm gonna look that one up too. Wild comic, movie, not comic. Although there is a comic book series called Wild, apparently, which should not be surprising. Oh yeah, I remember this. I never saw it, but I remember it, I feel like I watched this was Ebert and Robert back after Ebert died, and they kept recycling different critics through there. He's got reads from. Yeah. I remember seeing God, I completely forgot this movie even fucking existed. Is it good? So what's the next question? Is it worth the time? Is it kind of a dud? I don't know. I feel like it's that one. What was that one movie where it was about a guy who lived out of his van in traveling? lived in his van movie. No, it was not the. Was it Into the Wild? Let me check this. There we go. Okay, I was Into the Wild. That was about like a kid who decided to live his privileged leave his privileged life and goes like journeying through like Alaska or something, with his van, and it caused like a lot of people to start kind of trying to do the real thing, and then they tend to forget how the movie ends. In which case, going to the Wikipedia article, trying to live down on the land, he hunts down a large moose with his rifle, but cannot preserve the meat and it spoils within days. As his supplies dwindle, he realizes nature can be harsh. McCandless concludes that the true happiness can be found only when shared with others, and he seeks to return from the wild to his friends and family. However, he finds the stream he crossed during the winter has become wide, deep, and violent due to the thaw, and he is unable to cross. Defeated, he returns to the bus. In a desperate act, McCandless gathers and eats roots and plants. He confuses similar plants and eats a poisonous one, falling sick as a result. Slowly dying, he continues to document his process of self-realization and imagine what it might have been like if he had managed to return to his family. He writes a farewell note to the world and crawls into his sleeping bag to die. 2 weeks later, moose hunters find his body. Shortly after, Kareen returns to Virginia with her brother's ashes in her backpack. Hey, Allie, good to see you. And Kachan's here. Hello. Good to see both of you. Yeah. So people apparently did not finish the film and decided, like, this sounds really spiritual and crap. So a lot of people did it, and a lot of people died as a result of trying to do this. I'm not saying, like, it's a large percentage of those who did, but a good chunk of them did. Because, living off the land and just living off a bus is not fucking easy. Especially when you have no training, no survival background. It is a good way to die quickly. It's kind of like that song by Pearl Jam, Harder Son, is about that guy. Oh, is it really? It's kind of like, what was it? A documentary about the guy who tried to befriend bears. Sam, I'm watching a movie with Kiefer Sutherland as a serial killer. Okay, I'm curious. What movie is that? For those who remember this movie, I'm gonna look at the name of it. If bears, Grizzly Man. That's what it was called, Grizzly Man. It is a documentary about a bear enthusiast and conservativist. I can't say that word. Timothy Treadwell, who decided to see. He believed that bears had other kinds of could like socialize, and like the guy who befriends bears, brother bear, for real. Yeah. So here, I'm gonna read a little bit of this because I want to see how it ends. Okay, here we go. Herzog used sequences extracted from more than 100 hours of video footage shot by Treadwell during the last 5 years of his life. He also conducted and filmed interviews of Treadwell's family and friends, as well as bear and nature experts. He went to Alaska, not a very forgiving place for not running. Nope. And people like him, who are dumbasses who think this is a good idea, don't really think that part through. So, okay, I'm going to read about grizzly bear because I actually do want to know. Park rangers and bear experts commented on statements and actions by Treadwell, such as his repeated claim that he was defending the bears from poachers. A bear researcher clarified the incident of poaching on Kodiak Island was low, but the director of the Alutiiq Museum notes that Treadwell's actions may have put the bears at risk by habituating them to human contact. Treadwell also claimed that he had gained the trust of certain bears, sufficient to approach and pet them. A local pilot speculates that the bears were so confused by Treadwell's direct, casual context that they were not sure how to react to him. Oh, that's horrible. In 2003, Treadwell was camping in Katamai National Park with his girlfriend, Amy something. Treadwell usually left the park at the end of the summer, but that year stayed until early October. This put him and his girlfriend at greater risk, as bears are aggressive during this period and search for food to store up calories for hibernation during the winter. Herzog speculates that staying later in the season ultimately resulted in the couple being attacked and killed, eaten by bears. Willie Fulton was the pilot who discovered the few remains of the couple and reported to the National Park Services. He notes that he saw a lone man armed with a wristwatch and could not keep the image out of his head. After an investigation, the coroner and park police gave the wristwatch to Jewel Palavak, an ex-girlfriend of Treadwell. He had bequeathed her at his belongings. Those include his video camera, which captured an audio record of the attack. In addition to presenting views from friends and professionals, Herzog narrates and offers his own interpretation of events. He concludes that Treadwell had a sentimental view of nature, thinking he could tame the wild bears. Herzog notes that nature is cold and harsh. Treadwell's views clouded his thinking and led him to underestimate danger, resulting in his death and that of his girlfriend. Palavak gave permission to Herzog to listen to the audio record of the attack. He refrained from making this part of the film, but was filmed while listening, and showed how this distressed him. Herzog initially advised her to destroy the audio recording rather than listen to it or keep it. In a later interview, he repudiated his own advice, saying, "It was a stupid, silly advice born out of the immediate shock of hearing. I mean, it's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life. Being shocked like that, I told her, you should never listen to it, and you should rather destroy it. It should not be sitting on your shelf and your living room all the time." But she slept over it and decided to do something much wiser. She did not destroy it, but separate herself from the tape, and she put it in a bank vault. Okay. Well, there you go. Guy was really delusioned to think he can tame wild bears and then got eaten by one. So, moral of the story there, kids. Don't try to befriend bears. Power Rangers versus Avengers. I'm gonna give this one to the Avengers. They have literal gods on their side. It also depends on which roster Avengers you're talking about, too. I kept an alarm on to Know My Family again. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. I don't know how to sleep through it. I don't know how I sleep through it. I don't know either, quite frankly. Even the idea of getting up anywhere close to 5 just makes me sound... This makes me feel horrible. Which is why I would know I would not do well in the military. For that reason. If for nothing else, that reason. Because I'm like, they wake up at like 7, and you're kind of expected to be up and up right away, and I don't know. That's where my laziness went out. Because I'm a night owl. I've always been a night owl, and despite multiple employers' attempts to make me not a night owl, they have never succeeded. And they have tried, boy, howdy have they tried. My brother tried to turn it off, but I have a pin. Wait, what do you mean you have a pin? Oh, the pin for your phone. Right. Yeah, Military Life sucked. Yeah, there's like nothing I've ever seen about it that looked at all pleasant or something I wanted to do. Okay, well, why did it wait this long against me? Okay, here we go. It just sounds very, just very unpleasant. Here, I'm gonna go shut something real quick. There's this book I'm trying to get my hands on for a while, but apparently it was out of print, or like there was some kind of issue with the shipping, but presumably because of Donald Trump's tariffs. And by getting the supply chain prevented me from getting it, but I realized I can finally order it again, so I'm gonna do that now while I can, because I don't really want to read the third Transformers volume, written by Daniel Warren Johnson. And if you guys have not read Daniel Warren Johnson's work before, you should. If you want somebody who understands the perfect balance between bombastic, huge action and deep, meaningful character moments, like Daniel Warren Johnson is your guy. Like, I have read a lot of his work, and none of them ever disappointed. Let me check what else he's written that you guys might recognize. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't want individual Transformers issues. Like, just give me the fucking... What else he's done? Okay, so he did, like, Do a Power Bomb, It's about 2:30 here, so I'm going to get a few hours of sleep. See you next time. Well, thanks for hanging out, dear. It's good to see you from you again. I hope you get the sleep you need. And there's no nightmares this time. Just take care of yourself, man. Yes, like do a power bomb. If you guys haven't read that one, that was really good. That's like about like intergalactic wrestling, and the way they present it is fucking amazing. I got 2 years here. Only the first and 24 months were not awesome. Military? Yeah. I don't know what you're yapping about, but it's fun. I don't know either most of the time, Kachan. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and I'm playing John. I've turned him into a serial killer. Of course you did. I'll bite. What are you doing that makes him a serial killer? The moon is following us. That's another one. I just published a video about that not too long ago. Extremity is not one of his better ones, but it's still really good. Like even his worst is still pretty damn good. Murder Falcon, which is a series I deeply adore. It's one of my favorite ones of his that is done. Really leans into like metal and rock and roll and the power of music to fight off evil aliens, but it's also like a metaphor for using art as a creative tool to fight against the worst injustices and pain that a person goes through. Really touching movie story. Better Ray Bill, he also did that with the Ardent Star, which is another fantastic little miniseries that really dives deep into Beta Ray Bill's character in a way that I haven't really seen done before. Not that it doesn't exist, but I haven't typically read them. So, from my perspective, in very creative ways. All right, give me an example, Aaron. What kind of crazy ways are we talking about? You know, Mike, I'm following 2 days clean. Oh, nice. 2 days clean from what? And then Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Oh my god, Wonder Woman Dead Earth. That one is the one that really takes advantage of the Wonder Woman character more than a lot of writers do. Space Mullet. I have not heard of Space Mullet, but now that I know it exists, I must know. And it's only $10, so I can do that. He wrote Jurassic League. I did not know this. Well, I kind of have to know. My favorite thing is feeding them to alligators. Oh my god. Yeah, you weren't kidding. Ooh, and I can get it through Kindle Unlimited. Very nice. I think I have a bit of ADHD. Join the club there, John. You were in good company for that. All right, cool. Try to get rid of this one again. There we go. Now I have that in my inventory. I will read Space Mullets. No, that was for Jurassic League. Yeah, pizza is here. Want some? It's the overload variant. It has more mushrooms. I think I'm good. I just ate some pizza myself. So, it's DiGiorno. Sponsor me, DiGiorno. Please give me money, and I will gladly eat up at least half of the pizza for you right here on the stream. Somebody pay me to do this shit. Cause I'm pretty fucking broke right now. Woo! So I'm like, how are you? I never joined the live for like a week or something, so share. It's been a pretty insane couple of weeks there, Kachan. I don't even know where to fucking start. Like my entire life changed in a week, basically. My asshole roommate finally moved out after my partner kind of blew up on him, deservedly. That bastard had it coming. Aren't we all broke and need money? That's true. I live in California, so that comes with extra barriers. I'm not saying my pain is worse than anyone else's, but I'm just giving a little context. All right, what else has Daniel Morgan Johnson done? Come back to me. Where is it? Show it to me. There we go. Being broke is not fun, though. For anyone. I was watching videos of the apartment for rent in New York City. I can't believe what they charge for rent. Oh, yeah, like, as bad as it is over here, it's ridiculous in New York City. Ugh. And what's always strikes me about that is that it's just that has a shelf life, and a lot of people pushing for these prices don't really get that. Because I think they can just keep increasing things, and it's just going to keep people will always find the money to keep going up and up and up, and it's like, no, dude, they're fucking broke, which eventually leads to that, like, you know, rentals declining, because that's what inevitably happens. People moving out of city to go to live in cheaper places. Then you lose your revenue, you lose your like audience in a weird way. California girls are unforgettable. California girls are women, good John. They are human beings. Let us talk to them as if they are human beings, and not through sexual stereotypes. That is hurtful, sir, and I resent that. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I am serious about the human thing. I'm not going to be that uptight about it. What else has he done? I just really want to know. Extremity, I read that one. Wonder Woman, Battery Bill. They're paying $2,000 a month for a place the size of a closet. Of course they are. I think for closet prices in California, I think we're up to $1,600, so we're not that far away. Actually, now we're gonna look on Zillow real quick. What's like the cheapest place you can get here, like in this area? Without any of my previous requirements going on there, let's get rid of all that, because I want to see what is the cheapest fucking place you can get in the area that I'm in. That I will not say live, because I don't want anyone to come back here and, you know, do a thing. I'm gonna go as well, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Kachan. I keep doing that to you, and I feel like shit every time. God damn it. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, so the cheapest place you can get is $771 a month. It does not show you the actual apartment, which is concerning, because that usually means the interior is shit. Just getting popular area in New York City. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how people survive there, especially since like their pay hasn't really gone up all that much. At least in here, like, you know, the bare minimum is like $15 an hour, which is still not enough, but it's better than a lot of other places. I don't know, like, I said he's from California, and it felt accurate. All right. Fair enough, Kachana. I will let you make that judgment call. Oh, dude, this building's sketchy as hell. What the fuck? Because they have these, like, supposedly cheap apartments. They won't show you what the inside of the apartment looks like. And they won't even tell you how many square feet it is. But it's in San Francisco. Cali does have places that are based on your income. Well, yeah, I'm talking like the populated areas, or like the big cities, Allie. I know there's a lot of smaller like areas and towns in California. It's a big ass state that are definitely cheaper. But you know, I'm talking like L.A., the Bay Area, San Francisco, all that stuff. New York City is good. Why can't you take the big city? 5K rent is reasonable. Oh yeah, is that all? Yeah, let me just get my fucking hands on that. Oh, here we go. Here's the closest thing we have to a closet that I can find right now. Yeah, it is a 200 square foot little house thingy that is for $975, which for this area is cheap. It's in a town I think I've only been in once or twice. Yeah, this is a dinky ass fucking place. Like, there's a ladder to get to your bed, I think. Yeah, there's a ladder to get there, not even stairs. Hey! Yeah, 5K rent is ridiculous. Yeah, especially for, like, something that's, like, not worth that price. Because, like, it was, like, a fancy place that, like, you know, was pretty well made and pretty, like, luxurious. Like, yeah, I can justify 5K. But if it's, like, a fucking... I won't live in New York because I want to see grass and touch grass. That's also fair. All right, what else we got here for cheap-ass places? Oh, this one's actually for down I know. Oh, it's for a room. It's not for the entire place. Okay, that makes more sense. It's actually not a bad deal. I told my BSF yesterday I found a new fandom because I found out about Class 09, the anime, but when I said, bitch, give me a fry, she didn't get it. Well, I think that just means you have to show her the anime. I feel like that's the duty as, like, a best friend situation. Like, I'm watching this thing, so I'm going to make you watch this thing so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Maybe I'll just look at, like, lowest square footage. Can I do that? Lowest square footage? No, I cannot. Okay, well, that's kind of too bad. Here's another one, 400 square feet in kind of an out there California city that looks like shit, and it costs $1,050. It looks like if you rent it off it cheaper. She hates anime, so I show her to piss her off. That's the spirit, Kachan. That's the spirit. I've been watching the Spawn series on HBO. That's a good one. That's one of Keith David's classic characters to present. I've tried watching it. I can't really get into it, mostly because I just do not like the animation style. And for whatever reason, it's really hard for me to get past. Oh, here we go. This one's closer to the city. This is a 120 square feet place. It is literally a closet. And who wants to take a guess on how much it costs? A 120 square foot apartment, relatively close to one of the big cities. Let's take some guesses. Who thinks they know what this cost, or what the listing price is? Oh, it's like the Lake Tahoe area in California and Nevada. Oh yeah, that's a nice fucking area. $2,500. That's good guess, but it's a little too high. Lower it down. Although at this point, it would not surprise me if they started charging $250 for this. Probably $7K reasonable cost. Nope. Like both of you are a little too high. Go lower. $1,500. Very close. Very close. And guess what? When me and my BSF, aka cousin, was on a sleepover on a huge bunk bed, I was squishing her. You mean? So you were in a bunk bed. 700 at best. The correct answer is $1,100 for a 120 square foot place. That looks like you can't even turn around properly. Oh, the bathroom does look like shit, though. I'll give it that. Where the fucking stove is not even a place you can reach fully. At least it has a kitchen. Alright, what's the next one? The next one is a sort of little list here. Alright. Okay, this one is 200 square feet. And let me take a look at this one. Let me take a look at this bad boy. Let's see. My partner always says, like, if we can't afford this place at some point, maybe we want to put someplace smaller. Then I look at the smaller places like, I need space. Not to say I won't do it if I need to, but, I'd rather not. Okay. That's a little better. It's 500 square feet. Oh, okay, you're both in the bottom bunk, because my aunt didn't like that we were fighting for the top bunk. Yep, that'll do it. How old are you again, Kachan? I know I've asked you that like 20 times, but I can never remember. So I took over this bed. That's the spirit. One of my favorite houses is the one off Godfather 2. Ooh, that's a good reference. Do I know? I watched Godfather 2. I don't remember what the house looks like. Oh, apparently it's been on sale for $5.5 million. Back about 5 years ago. Okay, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the place is gorgeous. I'm 12, turning 13. Gotcha, okay. Want to hear a funny? I always want to hear a funny, Allie. What funny do you got for me? Yeah, I'll take Bugs Bunny hole in the ground. I mean, if that works as a genuine method of transportation, let us all know, because I feel like we'd all prefer to save some money on travel fees. I'm trying to find like the most absurd one on here. Ooh. Okay, that one's not too bad. Well, actually, it's bad, but you know, not absurd bad. Oh, hey, this one's right around the corner from where I live. Huh. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely my neighborhood. Interesting. Are they renting out a room, or is it like the whole place? It's definitely not the whole place. $1,400 for a room is still a bit much, but at the same time, it's at least in a nice neighborhood. So my friend's MIA. He works in a mine. Is that what you're saying? In Alaska. I guess the internet company shut off the service for illegal activity. Okay. Curious to see where this is going. Is that the whole story, or is there more to this? I assume there's more to this. Okay, trying to find the most egregious overhyped rental in my area. We're getting closer. Some of these are getting pretty egregious. Someone download a bootleg copy of SpongeBob SquarePants, and for that they shut off the internet. Goddamn. That is pretty ridiculous. Okay, so now we're getting to the places that are about like 1,500 for 400 square feet places. It's like, I hope it was fucking worth it, dude. Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? It's like, no, not you anymore, dude. They should use the VPN. Yeah, VPN's always the right call to make if you can afford it. Right, I need to invest in one of those. But anyway. Okay, so now we're at 1,500 for a 220 square foot apartment. Getting higher. We're hiking up the price of the building. Oh, there's a studio in like fucking middle of nowhere. A city I have not been to since I broke up my first ex. Or not I broke up, she broke up with me. But that's besides the point. Okay, what else do I have in this little pickle? Come on, where's the ridiculous ones? Okay, let me see if I can just Google it. There. Let's see. Saints just a little ways from Tahoe is Auburn. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Okay. All right, here's one that's in one of the big ice places. In the South Bay. Oh goddamn! They have it fucking price locked. I wouldn't want a bunch of roommates just to pay rent. Yep. We just got rid of one last week. I think we were trying to get the replacement lined up, and get that all going right. Hopefully it works. Never really know, especially when it's a friend. Like, but we're optimistic. We would very much like things to go well this time because we have dealt with, I think, 3 shitty roommates in the past 2 years. 2 of which didn't even pay rent. They were lucky to even have the place. That's the bridge that Vin Diesel drove off at the beginning of Triple X. Oh, Triple X. Triple X, you fucking ridiculous film. I guess I feel like calling it a franchise is a bit of a stretch. I think there's like 3 movies to its name. There was one they tried to do with was Ice-T, the second one, and then they brought it back to Vin Diesel. again for the other one, which I did a review on. And you know what? I gave it a, like, I don't say I said it was good, but I was entertained by just how absurd it was and how it was so extreme by, like, early 2000 standards. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, Triple X, there was Triple X State of the Union, which starred who? I've been down a lot of weird rabbit holes today. It was Ice Cube. Okay, it was Ice Cube. It was Ice Cube, not Ice-T. A different form of ice. So yeah, Ice Cube was the star in the second one. And then, oh, Willem Dafoe was in that one? Oh, okay. And then the third one, which came out over 10 years later. Because I guess they really thought bringing this franchise back was going to be a massive success. Went back to Vin Diesel, then Ice Cube makes a cameo appearance, you know, for the real Triple X fans. You know, a franchise that was definitely made when everything was extreme sports, all that crap. The curse of the early 2000s. I'm sure many of you will remember. Anyway, guys, I do think I gotta start wrapping up tonight because I gotta wake up early. 2 more days this week. I will not be online on Friday morning because I gotta wake up super early that day. Hold on, I'm gonna read these comments first. I told my BSF that I spamming my transfer phone. Then she said, "Oh, you pissed off the transformer." Fuck. I was like, I'm not a trans on my phone, but it was just unexpected to hear her text that. Fair enough, I get it. I'd probably get a chuckle out of that too. I had ex-girlfriend believe Reno 911 was real. Ooh. I see why the X came into factor. It's really like that those 3 shitty girl power horror movies. No. This was a extreme series of action films that started that involved Vin Diesel. That was originally created in 2002. Then they had a sequel with Ice Cube in 2005. And then they made another sequel back to Vin Diesel in 2017. But anyway, I do got to wrap this up because I got to go wake up early. I will be back on tomorrow. I will not be on the following day because I need to get sleep for the day because it's going to be a long-ass day. But in the meantime, thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was fun. I will see hopefully most of you tomorrow. I'll let everyone kind of say their last piece if they have anything to add. But if you do not, that is fine. I will still move forward regardless. Obviously, I don't even remember that one. I don't remember even doing that. All right, take care, everybody.